Hi, welcome back. This is episode 4. What are you looking at me for? What?
Go ahead.
I was going to keep going. Well, first thing I have to say at the very beginning, before we get started, is we have had several comments about the last episode, and we are going to have to say that there's a disclaimer at the very beginning that there may be some content that is unacceptable to some viewers, and you may not want to eat your lunch or supper or breakfast or any meal for that matter while you watch our episodes, because we may discuss things that will not be very good for your digestion, I guess is the best way to say it. That's the first thing. The second thing is, thank you.
What are you referring to, really?
Apparently we had some comments about specifically the last episode. We discussed an article that was sent to us about the University of Michigan. Again, disclaimer.
You don't have to go through the whole thing. It was about pee.
It was about pee.
Don't eat your lunch while we discuss pee.
I'm not going to discuss pee. I was discussing the research that they were doing. It has nothing to do with me. I didn't do anything. You didn't watch me pee. We weren't specific about color, quantity, or anything. It was just completely, vague. I tried not to get into all of that. But do you have something to say?
To you people, this may be a talk show. I don't know what you think it is. This is my marriage. Welcome to my marriage.
Yeah, just a few minutes. All you can handle is just a few minutes a day, let me tell you. I have to endure how many hours? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, times 32. God, don't you feel sorry for me. So, the second thing is, after we do our disclaimer, is we completely forgot what I was going to say. So, we will not go there. Do you remember? I know what I was going to say. I was going to thank you for being a guest last time. And little does anybody know, we had to edit the episode down 8 minutes. So if you think the episode was long or my guest was long-winded, then you must be thankful to us that we edited it down to only 11 minutes, and it could have been 19 and a half minutes, because you are so passionate about your...
I'd like to point out that we started out as a partnership. Now I'm a guest.
Well, you were just that last episode, so I'm just referring to you as the guest from the last episode.
Am I a guest this time?
You are not a guest in this episode, and may never be again. We'll have to see.
Okay.
There was a suggestion or comment that if I ever do ask you a question, that you are limited to 1 minute answers.
Okay, great.
So we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
I don't know if that's possible. I personally do not think that you are capable of that. And we may test it at some point.
Who's doing all the talking now?
Well, I'm trying to fill the airways.
Well, that's 5 minutes gone
Dead
by
silent.
already.
It's been 3 minutes and 17 seconds, because I can
feel a lot longer than me.
Yeah, as I mentioned. So here's the thing. You had found a quote. You did your research after the episode. Normally, you do the research before the episode to kind of get a little bit of a heads up on what we might be discussing. But you did find a funny quote.
I did, but it has reference to what we're doing next week.
Oh, well, okay. So
what are we doing next week?
Well, I thought you'd set it up who it was, but okay.
I will.
Okay. So next week, we are very excited that we have tickets to the Champion Shootout in Austin. It's a tennis shootout with I think it's about 4 great tennis players. It's going to be John McEnroe, Andy Roddick, Blake, I can't think of his first name for heaven's sakes, James Blake, and Jim Courier. So
that should be good, seeing tennis pros up close.
Yeah, that's going to be very cool.
I'll bet they hit the ball a lot harder than I ever did.
Yeah, we love tennis, but we are absolutely, by no stretch of the imagination, up to that caliber. So that's going to be really fun.
But the shootout should be fun.
That'll be fun.
But the quote that I read
right.
was from John McEnroe.
Right.
And somebody had asked him what he preferred, grass or AstroTurf, and his response was he's never smoked AstroTurf. So.
Good quote. That's awesome. So in the news, this is a very, I think it's funny, but of course, what I think is funny, someone else might not think is funny, and certainly I don't know if you're going to think it's funny. Well, anyway, there was this guy and this husband and wife, and the husband got in a motorcycle accident. That part's not funny. And he lived, but he was in a coma for about 3 months. And miraculously, he woke up from the coma, and unbeknownst to the wife, he didn't remember her.
Oh, he had amnesia.
Yeah, just about her and about the marriage.
He remembered everything except her.
He didn't remember the
That's
accent.
mighty convenient. Yeah,
Well, I don't know.
I suspect.
I'm reading between the lines.
I think there's a conspiracy afoot somewhere.
She was very excited because he does have his short-term memory is good, but he just did not remember her or them being married. So anyway, I just found some humor in that, and
It's funny, especially if it was just her.
Yeah.
I wonder if you can buy amnesia insurance.
just there's only one thing I want to forget. Believe me. There was something actually too that was on the internet that they were talking about past things that don't exist anymore or will soon be
Yeah, I read
out of
that.
it. You read that one too? And so a couple of them were, you're never going to hear the clicking of the channel on a TV, which is something that, of course, you and I are old
Right.
enough to know that there were.
The click of the changer.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Those are more universal. There's probably are some personal ones. Like, I'm never going to hear how good looking I am again.
Oh, you mean the comment?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, too many years gone by. That's
Yeah.
just not going to happen.
So there were several more that were actually kind of funny. One, the rotary dial on the telephone. You know?
On the what?
Yeah, the phone, the actual, like, pick up this big, heavy, ginormous thing,
Right.
and you pick it up, and
Right.
you got.
Yeah.
That nobody's going to hear that anymore. But the one thing that I thought was really the number one of the 10 things that they named was silence.
Well, I haven't heard that in an awfully long
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
I've been married for 32 years, so that's no wonder. But
Oh, you think that it's been? I'm not capable of
silence is something I haven't experienced in an extremely long time.
Well, guess what? You're not going to be hearing. You're not going to ever hear it again. Well, see, that's the thing. Can you not hear? Wait a minute. So silence is like the color. What? That doesn't. It's the absence of sound. So I don't understand.
It's
You
I
can't
don't
hear
think-
it, so you can't hear silence. Is what I'm trying to get at.
You can't, but I'm not really sure that I can't remember where it was, but I have been somewhere in my life where it was extremely quiet,
Right.
and I could hear my own breathing and my own heartbeat.
Yeah.
So there is no such thing, unless you're deaf, there's no such thing as absolute silence.
Yeah.
Remember when we went to that cave
Yes,
for your
I was
birthday
thinking
last
about
year?
that. I was thinking about
And how
that.
dark
Yes.
it was down there?
That was
the
pitch-
absence
right.
of, you put
Well,
your
that
hand,
was the absence of light. That
Yeah.
was completely
I mean, you
black.
put your hand this close and you couldn't see it.
Yes, absolutely. That was pretty amazing. That was amazing. Yeah. So
I don't know where you'd experience that in the sound world.
Yeah, I don't know, but it doesn't exist anymore because
No.
we're constantly have to have things in the background and listening to stuff and watching stuff and all that.
Right.
I don't even think it's quiet while you're sleeping. It's not. I mean, I
It's
can
not.
hear.
You just sleep through it.
Yeah, it's just too much. There's a
Yeah,
lot.
even if I get quiet, I mean quiet enough,
Your brain.
my brain.
Yeah. Well, thankfully.
If everybody else shuts up, I don't.
Thankfully, that no one else can hear what's going on inside of your head. So be lucky, and that's it.
Isn't that what you're trying to do by having me as a guest?
You're not a guest anymore.
Well,
You were just guest at one time. Don't try to make it sound like you're very, all important Jared over here with the guest.
all right, keep it rolling. We're rolling on time here.
No, we're running
Where
out
we
of
at?
time.
Yeah, but we are.
Yeah. So we're going to close for today. We hope you enjoyed the show, Coffee with J&C. Email us. It's coffeewithjnc@gmail.com. We really do appreciate your comments, suggestions. Tell us not to do episode 5. And
She does
What?
appreciate the comments. I don't.
Yeah,
I've heard a few of them. I don't appreciate it one bit.
Well, we really do hope to come back and do episode 5. So we appreciate your views. Thank you so much. Thumbs up. Bye.